Thank you.
I'm Richard Howitt, Member of the European Parliament, and although I'm joining the delegation in my personal capacity, I'm the coordinator for the Socialist Group of MEPs on human rights. And the first reason that I'm joining the delegation is that I believe that there is a breach of international humanitarian law taking place in Gaza, and that it is not simply something that we should do. It is our duty in international law to expose that and to challenge it. Secondly, I was in Gaza before the conflict. I didn't go either during or afterwards, but I've seen many of the things that colleagues here have alluded to. I believe it is a desperate situation for the people of Gaza, who, the vast majority of whom, when I was there, were not politically motivated. They just wanted to be able to live their lives. And I think there is a huge danger, exactly a year after the end of the conflict in Gaza, that the international community has forgotten about the plight of the people of Gaza. And I think raising awareness is a hugely important thing that we can achieve this week. Thirdly, the Egyptians are playing a crucial role in terms of seeking to mediate on the Palestinian side to promote Palestinian reconciliation. That is an important part of what's happening in terms of the Middle East peace process, and I think the chance to meet our Egyptian colleagues and to hear from them about that and to support both their efforts and the wider Arab Peace Initiative is an important thing that we can align ourselves to as a delegation. And finally, I would agree with the points that have already been made that Europe has a crucial role to play in all of this. Europe has often been said to be a payer, not a player. Much of the humanitarian aid is European financed, but then if Europe doesn't take the political action that is necessary for us to break the siege and to bring forward peace in the Middle East, then we're culpable. And I am actually very proud that 17 MEPs from 12 different countries will be taking part in this visit. I'd like to thank the campaign for integrating both national and European MPs in this process, and we will have an obligation on our return to go back to the European Parliament and to act on what we see.
Jenny.
Thank you. Jenny Tong, Member of the House of Lords, Liberal Democrat. I was, as you heard, I was with Claire Short and Lord Ahmed on the vote Dignity going into Gaza over a year ago now. And since then, a young student in Gaza has kept me in touch by email when he can, when there's power, when he's able to get on the net, with what is going on there. And I suppose two things strike me. First of all is that how far is it to Jerusalem from the Erez crossing? An hour? Half an hour?
The whole country's tiny.
A well-metalled road. In Jerusalem, there are people living the most luxurious and affluent Western life. I visited, as a doctor, I visited the hospitals in Jerusalem. They are the best equipped and the most magnificent hospitals I've ever seen. Better than anything that I think that we have in this country. And yet there is the obscenity, and it is an obscenity, of Gaza just a few minutes away. And sometimes I think my own colleagues feel that I'm becoming an obsessive about Palestine and Gaza in particular. She's always on about it. But I am always on about it because it is a total disgrace. It is a blot on all of our consciences. And the newspapers and the media should be full of it day after day after day, not just when white phosphorus bombs were exploding in children's faces as they were last year. So I am thrilled with what the Campaign to End the Siege of Gaza is doing. For the first time, we've got a group of people who are putting their efforts up front to get as many parliamentarians as possible from all over Europe. And let's hope Arafat we can extend it to America. And get some parliamentarians. You know, it is only by more and more and more of us becoming obsessives about this issue that we're actually going to get any movement. We've got to make up, colleagues. understand that here in Britain this should be the #1 issue in the general election, actually. Never mind about all the minor worries we've got about our lifestyle. This should be #1 issue, and I hope this very large delegation will get this movement really going in Europe, all over Europe and in Britain in particular.
Jeremy?
Thank you, Gerald. This is one of the largest parliamentary delegations there's ever been to any conflict situation that I can ever recall. It might indeed be the largest, and I think that is highly significant that we have so many people going the year after the bombing stopped, but the encirclement hasn't stopped, the indiscriminate attacks have not stopped, the imprisonment has not stopped, the poverty has not stopped, the unemployment has not stopped. Yesterday we had a debate on the Goldstone Commission in the House of Commons in Westminster Hall, and during that debate I made the point that kettling of demonstrations in Britain is now deemed to be unwise and dangerous. The people of Gaza have been kettled for 60 years. And young people growing up in an environment where they can only watch the world through computer screens and televisions, not allowed to travel, not allowed to work, not allowed to express themselves, is very, very dangerous indeed. We're there, going there, because we believe the siege of Gaza must end, the blockade must end, the recognition of Palestinian people, Palestinian democracy and Palestinian rights must be endorsed by every right-thinking Democrat all around the world. And Israel, through the Goldstone Commission, needs to be condemned for its use of illegal weapons and the bombardment that went on a year ago. And I'm very much looking forward to this. Visit to Gaza. It will be the fourth time. I think it will be the fourth time that I will have visited Gaza. I've been there visiting the mental health campaign in the past as an election observer and on other delegations when I've met a whole range of political opinion in Gaza, and I'm really looking forward to this visit, and I do thank the Palestine Return Centre for the huge effort they put into organising this, and I hope the whole world, and I mean the whole world, including all the neighbouring states, wakes up to the fact we've all got to do something to stop the siege of Gaza.